Well, moving's always stressful no matter what, right?
Moving and have somebody coming in to move is just having strangers in my home, making sure they got there on time. Obviously, I was on a schedule to make sure that everything was moved and I was out and everything was clean. I have a few pieces of furniture that are fairly large, and they are family heirlooms from my grandfather that I was really concerned to make sure that care was taken when they were moved. I've heard horror stories about delays related to weather and just not being on time as to the schedule that was quoted, and I needed to make sure that I had my items in a timely manner. So my first step in trying to find a mover was just going online and putting my information in, and usually, as everybody knows.
But everyone's experience is a little different. So hiring somebody, especially if you don't know them, and it's just based off maybe someone's recommendation or someone's reviews, it's still uncomfortable because you just don't know how well of a job they're gonna do, right? And you don't know, I hate to say this, but you don't know who they are.
As soon as you put your information in anywhere, you got bombarded with emails and phone calls and pushy salespeople. So that was a little aggressive to try and field those phone calls and manage the salesmanship of basically everybody trying to contact me and get my business. So the process started with Heidi giving me a call with Full House Movers, and she was really great in stepping me through the process. And I was pretty much packed. A 3-bedroom house was packed in a little under an hour, so I was really impressed with the crew.
As far as the guys coming to move, I was really impressed that they showed up on time, which is a big deal for me. In my job, timeliness is very important, and I am kind of impatient waiting for people. So showing up on time was great. They had a crew of 3 or 4 guys. A job that would typically take my husband and I 3 days to do, these guys did it in like an hour and a half.
He showed up on time and the crew unpacked my house in about 2 hours, making sure that I directed them as to where to put everything and where to assemble everything. So the crew is very safe with all of my items, and they took a lot of care in putting my items back together. When I received the items, I actually received them a few days earlier than quoted, and that was absolutely fabulous because typically what you hear is that there's delays. So that was really nice to be able to have my items a few days ahead of time.
Moving in Seattle with Full House Movers was awesome. That's all I could say. I mean, they took the stress out of moving. I didn't have to worry about taking 19 carloads back and forth. Didn't have to worry about figuring out which size truck to rent because it's always the wrong size. It's either way too big or way too small. And then usually we break most of the things that we try packing nicely anyway. So, you know, it's always nice when you don't have to stress out and you can kind of sit back and let other people do things for you.
This was my first out-of-state move, and I was not excited about going through the process. I was very nervous and anxious about the entire concept of trying to schedule everything and trying to get all my timelines together and make sure that everything happened on time. And Full House Moving did a great job making me comfortable in the entire process, following through on what they told me they were gonna do, maintaining the pricing that I was originally quoted. So through and through, this has been an amazing experience because moving is the biggest pain point, probably top on everybody's top 10. It's no fun, nobody wants to do it. So Full House Moving really took that on so that I didn't have to worry about it. The Full House Movers were amazing. They were all very sweet and took great care in my items. They asked me questions about where to put things, and you could tell that they really cared about my move. I've recommended them to all of my family and friends, and they had such consistent service through them as well. Anybody that's thinking about moving, you should definitely reach out and give them an opportunity to earn your business because they definitely took the pain points out of my transaction.